focus on your focus. Isolation to focus on your focus, so that you will be the focus, right? 2024 is that year, baby. Let's go.
You're welcome to Kemi's Journey, innovative vlog, the best with style like it's a tourney.
Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how you can make the best of your 2024. These practical steps have helped me. This is the no BS practical step you can take to utilize and make the best of your 2024. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about, to get a skill and become very competent at it, become so good at it that you become very confident at it. That is the number one thing that you can do. So just challenge yourself this year that you're going to get a skill. You're just going to get something that you become very competent at, and you're going to make the most. Get a hobby. It could be getting into tennis, golfing, whatever it is that is that hobby that you've been longing to get into. This is the year to try it out, and I mean try it out and be very competent at it. Think of anything you love. It could be getting into an instrument, but that is one of the things. Just get a skill, just anything at all. It could be learning how to trade. Yes, that is also a skill. Just learning something, becoming a content creator this year, and just become very skilled at it. At something, you become extremely confident, and that is just step number one. Step number two is work on looking and feeling good. Yes, I need you to work on feeling good. Now, I know that, some of these videos makes it feel like, you have to do the internal work, but also part of working on your internal self is also working on your external appearance as well. So you will need to focus on eating really healthy, working out. Just focus on looking good, because it definitely elevates your confidence and it's going to help you be the best in 2024. I need you to try to run, to lift. If you want to bulk up, if you want to gain some weight, gain the weight. If you want to lose some weight, lose the weight. But definitely focus on your appearance and looking your very best self. What I want to talk about is prioritize knowledge. Now we're getting to the important, really important part as to how you can make the best of your year. Is to prioritize knowledge. Do a little bit, no, just not a little bit, do a lot of research. Try to gain and become very knowledgeable at anything. It could be, I want you to just try and focus on investing in a whole lot of books that can definitely help you with your productivity, change your lifestyle, your habits. You can listen to authentic podcasts that are focused on self-development, becoming very good at something, but definitely prioritize knowledge this year. You could also hire a life coach, get some therapy. Those are one of the ways I tell you, and I kid you not when I say these tips. Definitely, if you can just follow through with all the tips, no BS, they are good. You're going to see some good change in your life this year. So definitely prioritize knowledge. You can get yourself a life coach, you can get yourself a therapist, but definitely research and prioritize knowledge. Part of also getting knowledge is a therapist is going to help you become your best self. They're going to equip you with so much knowledge, or where to find knowledge to deal with some of the things that you're dealing with personally, emotionally, mentally. So I'll definitely say a therapist I recommend, a life coach to get you in order, get your priorities right. So yes. And I also want to say that people definitely downplay on documentaries that talk about, successful people, really authentic successful people, and how they were able to get to the top. Focus on that. Even if you want to watch something that is entertaining, I would say get into documentaries that talk about, how the most successful people that how they became, where they are today. So definitely focus on that. Listen to podcasts, watch some YouTube videos, just like you're doing now. It's just one step to get you ahead, to making sure that your year is very productive and you make the most of it. Read books on the area that is of interest, any passion areas that you are interested in. Try to get some books and read on the top experts, what they have to say in regards to that passion area or interest that you're interested in or you're trying to get involved with. The next thing that I want to talk about is doing a life audit. I need you to just settle down. This is going to require some silence, meditation. Just do a life audit on some of the things that no longer serve you. It could be, and I don't want to talk about friends because I feel like we already knew that, right? So just some of the things, some of the, you know, habits that no longer serve you. Just do a life general audit of some of the habits, the lifestyle that you know no longer serve you. It could be, you know, eating unhealthy. It could be spending so much time on TV, on social media, or going too much to too much parties, being so accessible. Just do a general life audit on some of the things that you think no longer serve you and where you're going to. You need to do a bunch of removing bad energy, do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of introspection, you know, on some of the things that you feel like you need to clear out. It could be some clothing, it could be literally physically auditing your life, your home. Just do a general life audit is what I mean. Just a whole lot. It could also be your lifestyle, your prayer, your spirituality, your faith. Just do an audit of what you think, you know, some things that no longer serve you as well. The next thing I want to talk about, this one really changed my life. This is isolating yourself. You need to isolate yourself to get clarity. In order for you to get, you know, clarity on your life or where you're headed, you need isolation. I always say that isolation begets greatness. So I'll need you to get isolated. Now I will need you to go into ghost mode, what some people call monk mode, right? Well, I call it isolation. Isolation, focus on your focus. Isolation to focus on your focus, so that you will be the focus, right? There's something that always occurs to me is that people that make the news don't necessarily watch news, right? So in order for you to be the focus of your life, you need to just take some time and isolate yourself. Get that clarity of mind. What are your priorities? You need to do a lot. I always say, like, you see a bunch of videos talking about how people just get isolated in 2-3 months and change yourself. Just change your identity, right? The next thing I want to talk about is to remove distractions. I know that you probably heard this before, but this is the year. Don't take this year for granted. I want to say that you should remove a whole lot of distractions that you see in your life, whatever it is. If it's social media, if you need to delete apps for a couple of months, if you need to just, you know, remove yourself in certain circles for a period of time, all right? I'm not saying cut people off. I know we all say cut people off, but I feel like relationships are very, you know, valuable. So I wouldn't say cut people off, but I would just say remove a whole lot of distractions from your life so that you can get yourself and you get your life together. The next point that I want to talk about that really helped me was taking time out to focus on 2 specific goals in your life. Now for me, 2023 was the year that I decided to focus on fitness, and I also decided to focus on spirituality. I focused on, I would say, fitness, faith, and family. So I took those 3 goals at the beginning of the year, and I was like, I really want to prioritize my parenting, and I want to, you know, I have, like, you know, just a space of time, what I would say 18 years really, with my kids to just be able to build their lives. And I didn't want to take it for granted being distracted, right? So I believe that in 2023 I wasn't posting so much frequently on social media, not because I didn't have stuff to give, but I just felt, you know, my kids, I'm not going to have my kids forever, and I needed to prioritize, you know, my family time, just, you know, getting to know them, connecting with them. And I also decided to focus on my faith, just building my walk with God, spirituality, and just, you know, getting what it means to actually study, spend time with God, meditation, prayer, all of that. And I also focused on my fitness. Yes, I was able to lose 50 pounds last year. And why I'm saying this is that I don't believe that you can focus on so many areas of your life at a time. I believe that if you're going to do the next 6 months, you could take 2 goals so that it doesn't become overwhelming for you. Take 2 goals. It could be your faith, it could be your family, your spirituality, your fitness, whatever it is. Focus on those 2 goals. They say it takes 30 days to build a habit. So I would say focus on those. Take your time and just say, okay, I'm going to use the next 3 months to focus on my fitness. I'm going to use the next couple of months to focus on my spirituality. So I set those 3 pillars of my life, those areas of my life, and I was like, I want to focus on these 3. Sometimes I don't think you can focus on them, you know, concurrently, or maybe you can focus on them concurrently or at a time, however you want to do it, but just try not to overwhelm yourself. So I would always say stick to 2 goals. I did 3, but I didn't do it together back to back. I picked my fitness and my faith and focused on those 2. Then, and the next, the later half of the year in 2023, I focused on my family, my parenting. That doesn't mean I was neglecting those aspects of my life, but what I mean, that was all the knowledge that I was absorbing at that time. So between the beginning of the year, I was absorbing knowledge on fitness, losing weight, how to, meditate, study, hear from God was the first half of my year. Then the last half of my year, it doesn't mean I neglected those, but when I already had built a routine around those that was sustainable and it was already like a lifestyle, then I took up, my family and parenting and marriage information and knowledge. Another thing that I want to talk about is you need to manage how accessible you are to people. Yup. You definitely need to manage how accessible you are to people. This also kind of works hand in hand with removing distractions, but I just felt like it needed a point of its own. You can't be accessible to everyone. The minute you know that you're trying to grow and become a better version of yourself, you become less and less accessible. It doesn't mean that those people are bad. It just means that you need to take time to work on yourself, and you cannot be accessible to everyone at a time. That's also a means of distraction as well. I also want to talk about this might be vain, but I want you to start getting knowledge on starting to dress better. So I'll say start dressing better. Start focusing on your look, on your outfits. That's another thing that can make you make the best of your year. I always say the way you dress, I know people say the way you dress is the way you are dressed. I also say the way you dress up and show up for yourself is also the way you feel about yourself and the way you also address yourself. I can't look at myself in the mirror fully dressed and be, some negative thoughts be coming to my head. Nah. When I look at myself, I feel like, oh my God, I look good. I feel like I could be in the room with billionaires. You know what I'm saying? So it also makes you make the best. So focus on, dressing better. Be intentional about dressing better this year. I also want to talk about finances. You need to work on becoming financially independent. I don't care what the economy says. I don't care how much money you are, how much money your parents got, how much money you are planning on inheriting. But I need to work on becoming financially independent in 2024. 2024 is that year, baby. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you want to make the best of your year, start to get resources, knowledge, consume content that helps you to become financially independent. It's such a priority, especially with everything that we have going on. You can't just have one source of income. Start to develop multiple streams of income, and I know that there are so many videos on that. That's not really my forte, but I just know that it definitely helped me become a better version of myself. And finally, I also want to say I need you to focus on building a routine of a successful person. If you can think of any successful person at all around you, I need you to just try to emulate the habits that you think those successful people implement on their day-to-day lifestyle. So I need you to build a routine of a successful person. Those are the points that I feel that are going to help you get the best version of yourself in 2024 and make the best of your year in 2024. This final note, that become very desperate about taking steps to become the best version of yourself in 2024 and any new year at all. But with that being said, I'll see you in my next video. Booyah!
On Kemi's journey, we all stunning.